fudge. Talk to mucking fudge. Talk to mucking fudge. Talk to, you know that we talk to mucking fudge.
Okay. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, folks.
Yeah.
We's back.
It's taken us a little while to get back in. You know, we got to sort some stuff out. Got to handle business first. But we're back.
Yeah.
2018. So it's a new story, man. It's a new story. There's a lot's happened already, to be fair.
Yeah, so much, man.
A lot's happened already.
We done the end of year pod.
Mm-hmm.
We covered the year,
It's a bit of a
2017.
of Trump's year.
Go check it out on YouTube, on Michael Venom's page.
So yeah, now it's just it's time for 2018. So before I get into any like my stuff, what's on the horizon for me, it's just some of the fights that have come up. I kind of do and don't want to talk about these guys.
Yeah.
But I'm going to very briefly. So there's a video that came out of Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
In a cage. In MMA shorts. Topless and rubbing his hands, pacing up and down.
We're in someone else's shorts because them shorts look way too big.
And obviously he's another one coming out saying that he's coming in the cage. I think doing a paddy power thing.
Yeah.
He's coming into the cage.
What are the odds?
Him and McGregor have still been going at it ever since their fight. It just seems so stupid though. Like I just don't see it happening. I've never known Mayweather to put himself in a situation in boxing where he'd be at risk even in the slightest.
Yeah, he was too safe.
He's way too safe
as a boxer. So
and a lot of the time, well, you know what? Most of the time, a lot of people say your personality comes through in your training and how you fight. That is you. Yeah. And as you're saying, he's very safe. Yeah. I just don't see him making this decision. So we were talking and we were kind of saying it's just hype, it's just promotion. Yeah. It's more sponsors. Paddy Power's probably paid him a lot.
I think he is one of the best businessmen in sports ever. Mm-hmm. I think he is one of the best marketers. Best people for promotion. He's his own hype man. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? There's no one when Mayweather's hyping. There's no people behind him hyping him. Mm-hmm. It's him.
He's just able to do it.
And I think personally that's what that is. That is, he remains relevant. He keeps his YouTube up. He keeps his Twitter up. He keeps his.
But that's the thing. Like for me, I don't see him because it's so soon. If like a year down the road he did this, I'd say the same thing. Yeah. Like he's just trying to stay. But it was just the other day they had the fight. Yeah. So why? And like I said, since the fight, they've still been going back and forth. So. This is why it feels a bit more of a possibility of it happening. Yeah. Because it's so soon. You've just got paid X amount of millions. And now you're talking about fighting. I'm like, do you not have enough money for real?
I was laughing because there was a video that someone posted up afterwards that was a mock of Mayweather stepping into the ring. So how he stepped into the ring. And then you just see this guy stepping in just like how Mayweather did. And then out of shot, this guy comes from nowhere, takes him down. Like, there's that one as well. Where he gets kicked in the face, but he just takes a guy down, and it's basically they're kind of like jokingly ground and pound. But like me personally, like I don't see Mayweather as a guy. He's not going to bet on something where he thinks he's going to lose. If you haven't done any ground, I don't care if you've done a year of groundwork, it's not going to be enough.
No matter how much money he has, he can buy all the best jiu-jitsu instructors in 1 year.
It's not going to be enough.
It's just not enough.
So I can't. All I see is him staying relevant. The other thing that I was looking at is maybe he's going to be investing in MMA, not necessarily UFC, but in MMA. So whether he starts his own promotion, builds up his own fighters.
Yeah, which is a good.
And I reckon he could do it with Conor McGregor. Like they could between them two. I reckon they could start their own thing.
Yeah, well, both of them got enough pulling power.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of people that people would
watch it.
A lot of people are questioning what it is. It's the
Yeah.
same as like almost Anthony Joshua now has his own brand, has his own fighters.
Yeah.
It's basically this is like the same thing. He can now put on his own shows.
Exactly.
And
they're not as
do
big
that.
as Conor or
Exactly.
Mayweather, and they're doing their own promotion. So I just see that as Mayweather, one, staying relevant, two, making sure his Twitter and his YouTube and all of this stuff is paying him monies, and then keeps McGregor while McGregor's just chillaxing on his millions. And doing his little deals behind the scene, because don't think that he's not making money while we don't see him. He has to be. He's seen the blueprint.
Strip
Clubs, whiskeys, or whatever it is, vodkas, whatever he was gonna make. Connor's still out there making money. His clothing line, he's probably putting money or investing into his clothing line or putting some work into his clothing line. But I can't see McGregor. I know everyone's like, when's he coming back to the UFC? Not being funny. Once you made that kind of money, he's a prize fighter, and he's got the biggest prize that anyone in MMA is.
And this is why I feel like he's chasing like the stuff that I keep hearing is Pacquiao. I'm hearing Mayweather in the cage. I mean, I'm not hearing anything serious or like actually relevant. So as you say, and I think he's kind of done. I didn't think he would do that, but I think it is he doesn't have to get back in the cage.
Yeah,
it seems like Dana White is never gonna let strip him of his belt, so there's no rush.
Yeah, I thought he was recently stripped or something.
I saw he never got confirmed. 'Cause I remember watching an interview with Dana White, and they're like, "So has it been taken?"
Okay.
And he's just point blank ignoring.
Yeah, because I glimpsed it like that. It was gonna happen. Like these clickbaits. Dana White is gonna make an announcement, whatever. But I was like, I ain't a bait, so I ain't clicking. So you know what I mean?
I just don't see him doing it. Like, unless I think he must have plans for him to. It must be one of those things where if he strips it, there's less incentive now for him to come back.
Yeah. That's like it ends all the suspense. Will he? Won't he?
Exactly.
Because the belt's not there, and everyone's gonna be like, whatever.
It's done now. I mean, it's done now. So, other people, you know what? Let me start with Francis Ngannou.
Oh man,
there was a lot of hype around him
after the Overeem
fight, because that uppercut was
tiger
dirty. That uppercut,
that's a tiger uppercut, bro.
He was the reaper there. He killed him. Literally
snatched his soul.
Took his soul. And all the movies where your head goes up and you just float to heaven.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Completely
just took away from him. Obviously, he's got an amazing backstory as well.
Yeah. From nothing to something.
From absolutely nothing to something. But then this is where I always say, that your talent will truly come out and the skill level will truly come out at the top.
Yeah.
Because his next fight, there's a lot of people that were just blinded by that.
Yeah, the hype.
Those couple of performances that he's had. And he's definitely a dangerous person.
100%.
He's definitely a person with crazy power.
Them guys put their hands on you.
He's definitely a person with a crazy power, but it's still not technically quite there. Well, I still think if he's able to learn, if he doesn't just fall into the hype of I just need to touch you once, and he actually does get more skillful, then he is definitely the future of that division. Still,
I think it's just experience for him. To be honest with you, big guy like that. Always, whenever it comes to the big guys, big muscles, I always say for the smaller guy, the best thing to do is rely on your movement. And Stipe can do that for 5 rounds solid. Rounds. He can maintain that movement for 5 rounds. Mm-hmm. So this is why when people were asking me, I was like, look, it's not a done deal in the sense that if Stipe fights a smart fight, he's a wrestler. He can stuff a takedown. If he can get a takedown, as much as he might not be able to keep him down, it's
tiring.
It's tiring having to get up.
Definitely tiring.
Gas them big muscles.
Yeah, he's forcing him to use those big muscles to lift himself. He's his own. He can kind of be his own worst enemy in that sense. So what do you think about DC Stipe now?
DC's debate, again, it's a tough one because obviously we all know DC's wrestling pedigree is phenomenal.
The last performance I really enjoyed.
Yeah, as well. And I think that the difference here is Stipe's hands, cardio, movement. I think Stipe can take this fight. I would go as far as say to stop DC. Difficult, because DC's been up against heavy hitters, but Stipe's not just a heavy hitter. He's got cardio. He can throw them hands, as you saw. And again, but you know when you see the information changes. So like you got Francis, who is big. He can move, but for Stipe, you can see that coming. Whereas DC's more his size. And so DC might be able to be that little bit sharper, i.e. with the takedowns, which is going to be DC's best bet. Take him down, ground and pound, try and sub him or something like that, which is not going to be
I'm
easy
not gonna
feat.
say that, like DC's like performances of his stand-up recently, for me, like they're quite impressive.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 100%.
And I think it helps that he is able. He's got a big head.
Yeah.
He's able to take some
Yeah,
shots.
yeah.
I think it does help. And as you said, he's come up against big hitters before.
Yeah.
And I see he pressures. He still takes it to them, which says he's confident
yeah.
about or not being worried about being dropped.
Yeah.
So I actually think it strongly the win strongly sways towards DC.
Yeah.
Because he's fighting someone slightly smaller than he's probably used to, and he's just going to be able to just press ridiculously.
Yeah.
Keep going for power shots.
Yeah.
And I don't see Stipe taking him down.
Yeah.
And then anytime he wants to, he'll get the takedown. So. I just think it's strongly in DC's
more so in
favor.
DC's favor.
Strongly in DC's favor. But again, interesting fight to
100%
to eventually watch.
Yeah, it's different, slightly different tactics. Similar style in that you'd want to stay. You wouldn't want to be too close. You don't want it to be too up close and personal with DC with his takedown ability. But you got to be risky and you got to move. But that movement that he was doing against Francis is not going to be the same. DC will be able to kind of trap him and close him down, I reckon. That's what
I mean. So I think I'd put my money that way, definitely.
More so on DC.
Okay, there was a controversial talks in the UFC the other day with Shevchenko. Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
And the stoppage.
Shevchenko or Shevchenko? Cole.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy went Latin on that.
That's, sometimes Eastern European.
Spanish on me is like, no, you got for the ladies.
Sometimes
for the
Eastern
men.
European, the female, they take the dad's name, but they add a to the end of it, innit? Nah, but not this one.
Yeah, so I'm really impressed with her performance. I actually thought she was more of a ground ground fighter.
Oh, you actually thought? Okay.
Because I haven't read into her background properly, but I actually thought she was a ground fighter. Obviously now hearing that she's a Muay Thai background, but her ground was solid, man. Like her positions,
beast.
The strikes from the ground. Because each aspect of mixed martial arts it requires another level of skill.
Yeah.
Like being able, you could be good at jiu-jitsu, but very bad at like ground and pound.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you got someone grabbing your hands with that kind of like intensity, like I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get off your jiu-jitsu, or when they're striking you back from their back or whatever. But she just looked comfortable in all areas, and to the point where her striking was so on point. Beautiful pullaways, landing some beautiful shots. But then still ended up going for the takedown. I think she could have just stayed on her feet and whacked her up.
Yeah, she could have.
From there.
I think she wanted to try a new element. I think the thing is, a lot of people will be gunning for Joanna, and I think she wants to gun for Joanna because I think back in the day they fought in Muay Thai.
Yeah.
But
busy man,
intro advertisement. Yeah, so I think she wants to be ready for Joanna. I think that's where she sees herself beating Joanna on the ground. I reckon that would be a good fight, especially after the Fug Rose fight, obviously the part 2.
I want to know what's going to happen there. Is there going to be a rematch? Is there
what's that? The Fug Rose?
Yeah.
No, it's happening. It's booked. It's for
so the rematch is done. Yeah.
It's happening in No, in April. What are we on? 9th. So Monday's the 9th. So I think it's like the 7th of April.
Okay.
So it's gonna be Fug Rose versus Joanna and Khabib versus Ferguson.
Nice.
Or same night, I'm gonna be in Berlin. Oh
Nice,
man,
nice,
Nima,
nice.
Robert, Sammy, get the snacks ready. We're watching that.
Whoa,
Leia,
boy.
if you're coming over as well from Amsterdam, come over. That is a.
Is it gonna happen though?
What do you mean, bruv?
Is it gonna happen?
What the fight?
Yeah,
It's-
man, this Ferguson thing's awesome. Always on that.
You're talking. Do
These
you know
guys
what?
are always on
Do-
this back and
Do you know
forward
what? The thing is,
thing.
with Khabib, it's booked. So the thing is Khabib gonna make weight, and I think what
There
he's
you
done,
go.
he made weight for his last fight.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they've figured it out. I actually think that since they started to crack down on certain substances, not to say that they were on illegal substances, but I believe that a lot of people were on legal enhancers at the time that have now become illegal, or something that was helping them to cut weight, because so many people are struggling to cut weight now. Do you know what I mean? Which probably means that before, because like I always say to you, like the way you cut weight, like this week you're like 85 or something, and you're like, yeah, and I'm always like coming up to close to fight time, I'm always like, Mike, what weight are you? And I'm looking, and he's like, and then like a week later he'd be like, oh, I'm basically there. I'm like, how Sway? How? Do you know what I mean? It's like,
My body does some next.
yeah, but I've seen you do it, and obviously you're under the same. You have to get tested or whatever the same way these guys do. You have to be very careful with what you're eating, what substances. If you catch a cold, you have to be careful what you're taking. And I know you are when it comes to these kind of things. So for me, I actually think that this is why these guys were struggling. But I think now, obviously, everyone's it's a chance for someone else to step up and help them control their diet. But I think he has to make this. He has to. He can't not make this.
Well, if it happens, if it does happen anyway, as it is, so it's supposed to, who's your money on with regards to that fight?
I gotta say Khabib, man. The
Yeah.
guy's like he's been up against strikers, and I rate Ferguson highly. I think Ferguson. The only thing with Ferguson, he's a bit of a slow starter, and judging by Khabib's last fight, I think that he could have finished that fight anytime he wanted to. I think he actually wanted to go the rounds.
I don't believe that. I never believe that in fights.
You don't?
Never believe that in fights. Like I said, you don't get paid for overtime in this sport. I never believe that. If you want to finish the person, like the guy looked like he was ready. He was still in the fight the whole time. So it wasn't like I would never suggest that he was able to finish it.
I think Odie on the stand up where he was dangerous throwing his kicks.
But I'm saying he on the ground it was purely survival. So
yeah,
when a lot of the times when you are fighting someone in survival mode, it's hard to submit them. It's hard to put them away.
Of course, yeah.
In that, like, even when people like say to me, "Oh, nah, you could have finished it," there's no such thing. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not a game where your power bar's up now. You got the finish and move ready, and you can use it any time. But you decide to continue.
Yeah.
Like for me, if he was able to finish, he would have finished it.
Yeah, you reckon?
And it's always good to get the fight bonuses and all those kind of fight of the night for the big knockout. So I'm sure he was looking for a finish. I just don't believe he could.
Just watching that, like, because even where he could have gone like ham on the ground and pound, like he chose not to. There's like certain positions where he's got him in, and you're like, why don't you finish? Because even me, I was like, why are you doing that? Why are you not laying the beat down on him? Why are you not doing that? And then at the end of it, obviously he says, oh, he could have gone, more rounds. Give me an hour break. I go 2 more rounds. I kind of wanted the fight to go on a bit longer. And you kind of do see that he looks almost fearless when he's standing and he's walking him down. Yeah, he does almost get caught with a couple of kicks.
In my opinion, he gets hit way too much.
Yeah, 100%.
He's an amazing fighter, and you can see that. But I think he gets hit way too much, and this is where he can get exposed with the likes of Ferguson, with the likes
Ferguson's
of
got that stoppage power,
like the McGregors and stuff. Guys that are accurate, that can hit you, or they throw unorthodox stuff. If you're in front of them and it lands, that can finish you because it's not something that you're gonna see.
Yeah.
And Ferguson's very unorthodox. Like he'll throw from
weird
positions. Which if you're standing, a lot of the times when you see someone start rotating and stuff,
Yeah.
you as a fighter will take that step back, like boom, something's coming, hands up, something's coming.
Yeah.
Ferguson was like, just gonna keep coming. I'm just gonna keep going forward, keep going forward and try and grind them down.
Yeah.
That can be dangerous.
I just don't think he's got the finishing power to stop, because Khabib's been in with some heavy hitters,
definitely,
and he seems to have this confidence that, and again, I think that comes from the knowledge where a strike is coming from. So he looked at was it Barbosa, and he checked out the spins, and he made a few mistakes where he didn't close it down enough. He left too much of a gap.
One of them was right on the guard, and I was like, boy.
But even when he got caught with that, he didn't panic. He didn't like, oh my god. He stuck to his game. So I think with Ferguson, the difference with Ferguson will possibly come from different angles, but you have to get close to him. And I think he's confident enough and explosive enough to get the takedown. And I think the difference is, I don't think he would do the same thing what he done with Barbosa.
Though, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is. But
Ferguson's going to be way better on the floor.
He will be jiu-jitsu wise. But Khabib has got this horrible smothering style that just nullifies you. And it looks horrible. What he does, he makes good, because Barbosa's no slouch on the ground. Do you know what I mean? He's not a slouch on the ground. So for me, it'll be interesting. But I've got to say Khabib. I've got to say,
he's never lost a round.
Yeah,
Not even a fight, but he's never lost a round.
This is it. This is what makes you. I mean, obviously, people get exposed, don't they?
No, of course. Styles make fight. This is like styles are styles, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes someone's just got that bogey style that you just struggle to get around, and it could be that. But I would do the pound bet.
Can we do the ticket?
Pound bet.
Pound bet, innit?
Done.
Does Conor beat any of them?
I think
can.
Conor can beat both of them.
Both.
I think Conor can definitely beat both
Ferguson
of them.
before, hasn't he?
No.
Who's
Max Holloway.
Oh, it was Holloway. It was Holloway, wasn't it? Holloway. I always get them two mixed up.
Yeah, no. Again, it's the accurate striking, and it's the power difference. I think he's a lot more heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And
better setups.
This is where I say these guys go wrong. They take too much damage, and a lot of times maybe the guys in their weight division, they're like, yeah, I'm comfortable with this power, I'm comfortable with that power, and then I can grind through. But there's certain people that you just there's either accumulation or there's just certain guys that you just don't want to get hit by. It's just not. And if you're not naturally used to pulling back and adjusting your position and then going forward and then pulling back and going forward and like slowly bit by bit in your opponent, and you just push all the chips in, you're all in every time. Yeah, you're gonna get hit with some dirty shots, and I think that's these guys can be these guys. Problems. So,
Aldo made that mistake. Eddie Alvarez made that mistake.
Aldo's a bit slightly different, only because I think Conor McGregor was set up shop all in his game, boy.
But I think he underestimated the power of McGregor, which I think a lot of people do. And what I've noticed is over the time, McGregor's improved his accuracy. And remember when I first saw him, when he was first, he was, I think it was before the, what's his name? The wrestler guy. Mendes, Chad Mendes. Before he fought Chad Mendes, and I was watching a couple of his fights, and I was saying to you that he's good, but before he finds his range, he used to take too many hits
to get there.
Yeah, and then it's looked like he's kind of ironed that out now, and he's really he's a lot sharper now because he's got the accuracy. This is where he's dangerous. He's got what I like is with Mendes as well, when he was doing them body shots, the teeps. So again, this is what I love about fighters. If you've heard me on a lot of the podcasts, it's tactics. Tactics is, for me, I prefer tactics over a heavy hitter. Someone who can just slump you, and those kind of things where you're working a guy's body, you're draining him out, you're draining him down, and then you're stepping in for the kill. Those are the kind of things I like. So I think for both of them, Conor can beat both of them, but
they're both still ridiculously dangerous.
Yeah, they're both
ridiculously dangerous. And so for me, I'm gonna put money on
Ferguson for that one. Yeah,
just for that one.
Cool. Let's put a euro. I'll be away. I'll send you a euro. I'll zap you a euro.
We'll wait for the deal to be finished with this Brexit thing.
Yeah. Well, we still got a bet on what's it called, isn't it? On Groves. And
Oh yeah, that's when is that? May.
is it May?
When is
No,
April?
is it this month?
It's February.
Yeah, I think it's Feb, man.
Nah, it can't be.
Check it out. We got
It
the
can't be,
we
it
got
can't
the
be.
got
Talking about?
the Chris Eubank.
Chris Eubank.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Nah,
sure it's
nah,
like-
nah,
I'm sure it's like-
there
I'm
would be
sure it's
bigger.
like,
There would be bigger thing about it, wouldn't it?
So I'm saying, I think it's like March or something.
Yeah, it must be maybe
know
it's
what I mean?
maybe it's next month. Yeah, check it out anyway. But I don't know why I got it in my head that it's like very soon.
But yeah, going back, because I was saying about the controversy.
Yeah.
With
There's another date on there.
with Shevchenko. Do you think it was a bad stoppage?
Nah, I watched it and she does more hurt, but when she's getting struck on the ground, she gets caught. I think she gets caught in a crucifix. Takes about 7 shots
Right at the beginning, yeah.
at the beginning of the mauling, and then after that figures out what she needs to do and then keeps moving. So intelligently defends herself. So intelligently stops Shevchenko.
Oh, you might be right.
Saturday 17th. There you go.
Whoa.
That's the one. That's next week, bruv.
How have we heard? I feel like I haven't heard. I haven't seen
I know.
anything.
That's why I was kind of doubting it a bit. I was like, hold on a sec. They haven't really been hyping it up. I haven't seen much about it. But yeah, that's the Groves Eubanks.
Unless it's just no, I feel like I have not seen anything, and even like the boxing the other day.
Yeah. They didn't mention anything
I
there.
didn't see any.
Whose promotion is it? It's not Hearns'. Is it Hearns' promotion?
Yeah, it's
though?
Eddie Hearns though.
Is this Hearns'?
Oh, this one.
promotion?
No, it's Richard Schaefer. So,
Yeah,
it's,
so that's probably
Ringstar.
why.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, there's certain events that you'd probably still, even like commentators, kind of like be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we also have coming up next week. You know what I mean? Like, just
I actually think this is one of the best British head-to-heads, even though Eubank isn't as proven as Groves. Like let's get it right. Groves has put in the work.
Yeah, definitely.
He's fought top names. He's beat some top names.
You got Eubanks, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I had Eubanks on
Yeah,
that one.
Eubanks,
Yeah,
yeah,
I had
Eubanks.
Eubanks on that one.
Cool. That's going to be interesting. So we'll talk about that. Yeah. So sorry, just going back.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm with you. I don't think that was a bad stoppage. I actually think people are two things. Dana White's made a comment about his referee. What's his name again?
He's like Mario, but someone on the internet was it Mario? If she dies, Yamasaki. I didn't even know who put that on there, but I was flicking through. I didn't clock your name, but that killed me. I was dying.
Yeah, and he's slandering his own ref, which won already. I hate things like that. So. All right, anyway, but people I think just jumped on the bandwagon because Dana White's gone, kicking up a fuss, and people jump on the bandwagon. I actually think they're being sexist.
Yeah, you made a good point.
I actually think they're being sexist. And I think if that was two men and the exact same thing happened, no one would have said not one.
It would have
thing.
been, the stoppage was premature. It's a premature.
No, if he had stopped it, people would be kicking up a fuss.
Exactly.
And this is where I think he would have been stuck as well, because I think even in this fight, if he had stopped it, Dana White could have come out and said, well, why would you stop it so early?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and I in no way did I think she was in danger. She was being dominated.
Yeah, 100%.
I just don't think she was
100%.
in danger in that sense.
Yeah.
She was taking some, like...
Because she did take a cut from her elbow, which made it look a bit more gory.
Okay, that was in the first round.
In the first round, exactly.
So again, but she was confidently defending herself, and it's not... She wasn't stationary when she was defending. She was moving, adjusting, escaping, coming back. But she was just being out positioned, and the shots were coming in. Regularly. She was just good positioning, landing some shots, moving, adjusting back to position, landing some shots. So
without a doubt, she was being dominated. But I don't think. I think he gave her a fair enough crack of the whip, as they would say.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking, okay, the first 7 shots, I'm about to stop. No, okay, you move.
Exactly.
Okay, after that, it was literally like shot, move.
Yeah.
Shot, move. Oh, okay, she's figuring out how to hide her head. Shevchenko's having to use her brain a little bit more. And eventually she realised that.
And adjust and went for
and
the
she had
choke.
to adjust and went for the sub.
Yeah, that is an amazing performance. And I think I don't like even down to the fight being overshadowed by, people talking of the stoppage.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's an amazing fight. Shevchenko was just an absolute beast, and she's just one to keep your eye on. for the future.
She took like 50, 60 hits to the head.
No, 100%. And this is where, again, if it was stopped, because, okay, there's one of those things, the referee will jump in if you're taking consecutive shots. Now, if you actually count up the amount of time someone gets hit in a fight, you could say the same thing.
Yeah, 50 shots to the head.
You can say
that sounds
the
like a
exact
small
same
amount,
thing.
to be fair.
So when you put stats into it, that's a misconception because it wasn't continuous X amount of shots without any defense.
Yeah.
As we said, the most amount of shots we counted was 7.
Yeah, something like 7
and
shots.
the referee's just about to step in, and I just forgot her name. Forgot her name, but she adjusts. She adjusts very well, and then she's hiding her head again. So because she's moving and kicking up, Valentina's having to settle. She can't continue punching, which means I'm not going to stop the fight at that point. And then it was stop, like a couple of punches, stop. I have to change, stop.
Yeah.
So
I think as a fighter, you'd be disappointed if it got stopped. The fact that you in your head you're saying, "Damn, she just hit me with so many shots. I need to defend myself. I need to show the referee." And she done everything in her power to show the referee, which I believe she did. I think
I've actually seen a lot worse, and like I say, the men's, even some women's fights, I've seen a lot worse, especially when there's a champion involved that's been dropped, where the referee's like, I got to give it to the absolute last hit before I can go because you're the champion.
Yeah, he's still there. He's not out.
Yeah, which again, to me is still inaccurate because if your job is your job, regardless of who is fighting, you should still be you should jump in as soon as something goes wrong. So here she wasn't dazed because she was, like I said, intelligently defending. She wasn't just stationary, tucked her head and just stayed there. She was adjusting her head, moving. Like it was, for me, it was, I think Dana White doing that it was inappropriate.
You're coming out saying that you might be now putting in the referee's head 5 shots and they're done.
Exactly. And this is where it can now change. If you, after you see a slating like that, as a ref, it's like, I don't ever want to be in that position.
Yeah. 5 shots, that's it. Too many.
And now,
6 too many, 7 too many.
It's gonna sway completely the other way. Everyone's gonna be like, what the hell is this about?
There's
like,
only 5 shots.
There's no fight. There's no actual fight going. As soon as someone's in even the slightest bit of danger, it's then being
I understand it when the person's been rocked.
Exactly.
They hit the floor and they come in with the hammer fist.
Exactly.
And they start pounding the person's more or less out of it.
Yeah.
But the fact that she kept moving showed that she was still there. And she could defend.
It didn't come from a drop. She was taken down.
Yeah, because even I could be doing rabbit punches, and you're gonna say you're gonna want. I could just be doing that with minimum power, like literally just making contact because maybe you're gripping my arm or something. But I'm making contact and I'm punching you. What are you gonna stop it because of that?
Nah, there was some solid shots.
There was some shots. Of course, but it's saying trying to find
trying to find a medium, definitely. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people, I think, just being sexist because it's like if it was 2 men in there, nothing would have been said. It'd be fight at the night, this, that, like all the opposite stuff would have been said. But congratulations to her, and again, like I said, just keep a lookout for her. There's two things. There was a fight this weekend. A couple of fights this weekend. Boatsi in the boxing.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that. It's not coming
again. He didn't seem like as explosive as I have seen him before, but was in control the whole way through. The whole way through 2 rounds. Drops the guy. He's landing some ridiculous shots on him. Congratulations to him because he just step by step just moving up. And
what did he finish him with?
It was he's catching quite a few shots. I can't even remember. I'm trying to remember the exact combination. It's not coming to me. I have to watch it again. Yeah. And then you had Lawrence Ogoli, who actually did my boxing license with.
Okay.
And Chambers. And Isaac Chambers. Now 2 London guys. For me, it was a poor show.
Yeah,
absolute poor show. And it's everyone saying like he was trying to be tactical, and basically Lawrence was using his weight. He's the bigger fighter. He was using his weight a lot, and Isaac was getting tired. He's getting pushed to the floor, all sorts of stuff. Which if that just happened from start to finish, I can say that I kind of understand the tactic. But in the first round, the second I touched you, I glimpsed you and you dropped.
Yeah.
why would my tactic then be to drown you out with my being physical?
Yeah.
Because in no way that at no point in time did I feel that Lawrence was ever in danger from a punch in danger. If it was the other way around, I can understand why you do that. Because you've just been dropped. So you're like, let me try and drain this guy out, stay up close and personal. But Lawrence was the one instigating the clinches and pushing him to the ropes. But I'm like, you could have just stayed the distance. You're the longer fighter, the bigger fighter, and you've already dropped him. And it just grazed him. You scalped him. Boom. He turned his head away, scalped him, you dropped him. Why would you then go to clinches?
To keep it close and to make it a bit more difficult for the referees.
Not even like for the next few rounds. Let me drain him again and then look for the punches. For 10 rounds straight, you're doing the same thing, and supposedly that's a tactic. Now, for me, this is where like I just get frustrated. It's not even the fight I'm getting frustrated at. I'm like, who the hell's in your corner? Because let's say that was your initial tactic. It ain't be funny. Shit's just changed.
Look, you dropped him. Okay, cool.
It's just changed.
Let's go for the KO.
Okay, let's do this now.
Let's be a sensation.
Stand off him, back, land some shots. Every time he tries to close you down, step back, land some shots. Because every time you're touching this guy, he's falling over.
If you feel a bit of pressure, then okay, cool, employ
there you go.
That tactic.
So we can change it back. But yeah, this is where I'm like, who's in your corner? And even on the flip side, Isaac's corner. Basically, Lawrence is, for me, his chin's quite high, and he goes in with a big jab and his chin's up, and then he tries to swing down, and the backhand was missing like ridiculous so many times because Isaac's kind of ducking underneath him. But there's an overhand on the other side. That I was like, if he just throws one overhand, the whole the whole fight. I think he threw one. The whole fight, and it was like he threw it like miles away from him anyway. But I'm like, who is in your corner? Like who's not picking up these little detailed points? That it's important in a fight that could change a fight.
Exactly.
Because you're lucky that he's not implementing the right game plan. So while that's happening and they haven't figured it out, you should be landing shots.
Especially if you're seeing there's a big weight difference and this guy's trying to utilize his weight on you, so, trying to drain you.
Disappointing main event. But funny enough, there was another boxing show on that. On that day.
I think I heard about that.
2 YouTubers, KSI.
Some of the biggest YouTubers as well.
Yeah, some of the biggest YouTubers, KSI and Weller. I think, is it James Weller? Something like that. And
KSI is like, for those who don't know, he's like a big, massive
YouTuber,
sensation, gamer.
But then kind of
now he does
everything.
He does rap now, and I think he's meant to be starting movies.
He boxes, isn't it?
And he boxes now as well, boxes as well.
He boxes, but he filled out this arena. Now, I was cussing at the beginning. I was like, how the hell? Like, everyone's coming out for basically these guys' first event.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, that fight was way more entertaining than the main event of the actual legit boxing show. You know how
did they box? Because you say it's entertaining, but did they actually?
No, weirdly enough, they were they can see they've done training for it. Like, you know how we go to the Victory Boxing with Ed guys.
And you watch these guys.
And you're like, all right, cool. Like, although it's white collar boxing, like some of these guys are putting out some stuff, and you can tell that they're being taught well. You know what I mean?
Even with some of the drills that you've gone down and given them, and then you see them pulling it off on a night. Like, okay, so these guys have been working.
So that's what I was surprised at. These, like, I can see you've been doing work, and it looked like what was gonna happen was KSI started like throwing jabs, throwing overhands, throwing jabs, and James was just double guarding, pressing forward, looking for a big left hand. So I was like, I can see eventually that landing, because I feel like KSI is doing a bit too much work. And it was a 6-rounder. So I was like,
he trained for 6 rounds
that's
as well.
What I mean.
That's
what I mean. So I'm like, I feel like he's doing too much work, but I was surprised that KSI actually had energy still at the end, and actually finished him very, very well. Like, landed a lot. Obviously bloodied him up a little bit because of the jabs that were actually going through. Like, piercing through. He's a longer guy, and then some of the overhands at the end were just really nice. That was actually way more entertaining. I was just watching. I want to see that. That was way more entertaining. Sticking to the boxing though, Chisora came out in the ring, I swear this guy loves the limelight. He came out into the ring to give the belt to KSI, who won the boxing event. And obviously he went over to the other show that was on that night as well. But I don't know if it happened just then, but him and David Haye bumped into each other.
Yeah.
Something some kind of talks must have happened.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the next day I see Chisora versus Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, wow, again, they're just throwing Joe Joyce in there. And they really want him to get up. But
that's a bit mad, isn't it?
That's another big statement because he had a hard fight in terms of caliber.
Yeah.
And he dominated the guy. And if he does the same thing to Chisora, then people actually have to take Joe Joyce ridiculously serious.
Yeah, I think is like for me, Joyce is the bigger guy. He can move, he can stick and move. Chisora's got a specific style. Likes to come in, likes to mess up your work. He likes to try and lay them heavy bombs on you. And if he doesn't get you out by sort of like 6-7 rounds, he will normally gas. So if Joyce can keep him off, the only thing is, I don't see Joyce having the power to keep Chisora off. So he has to be very tactful.
Is he going to be strong enough to... Are the shots strong enough? Because sometimes, you know what it is? Sometimes when you look at someone that's really technical, and he's got some nice like technical jab, cross hooks, it doesn't look as powerful as someone just winging their hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously... I'm just going by that fight what I saw down at the O2 that time. And what it was is his backhand didn't seem to be troubling the guy. Now, Chisora's faced some heavy hitters and he's taken shots. And he's got a very smothering style, a very spoiling style. So I'm just wondering if Joe Joyce, and because Chisora's got that experience with some of the the biggest names in boxing, can Joe Joyce keep him off? Because that's what you will have to do. I can't Your shots have to be effective enough
they have to be.
Make sure he doesn't continue pressing.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting. If he can do it, I will rate him because Chisora is, I think that for the moment with regards to that weight category, he'll sit in like the top 5, top 6, but I don't think he'll get beyond that just on the basis of the style. I actually think that because I've seen Chisora in early rounds move. I think he can box. This guy can box, but he would have to cut weight. He would have to cut quite a bit of weight in order to do what I think he's actually capable of. I actually believe, fit just more for fit, just to do more rounds. Because I think the problem is when he cuts weight, he doesn't pack the same power, and so I think he would need that staying power. But the thing is, I've seen Chisora box. He can box. The guy's got game. The guy can box, no doubt about it. I just think that he's always had to come against the bigger, heavier guy. So it's been too risky for him to cut too much weight because then he's susceptible to being knocked out. Do you know what I mean? Whereas all it is he's tried to employ his game plan and they've kind of rid it. And then in the later rounds, this is where he dies down. I think he's just one of those boxers who maybe more so because of his height, he's in that dangerous territory. Cut too much weight, you lose too much power. Put on too much weight, then you lose your staying power, you lose your ability. So it'll be very interesting because he's a smaller guy in this one. So I wonder if he's going to take the risk and cut down a little bit more. Just see maybe watching some of Joe Joyce's other fights.
I think where Joe Joyce is gonna shine is the people underestimating him, which is the same thing with my style. I say is at the beginning, a lot of people are like, nah, that doesn't make sense. Like that guy was just like he just didn't get it. It's just it's easy. The guy's hands are by his hips. It's easy. So I think a lot of people they'll underestimate him, and so they don't take him serious enough. And then when they don't take it serious enough, they might not do the things that might be necessary. Like you're saying, mate, let me just cut a little bit more weight so I can be a bit, because he's thinking, mate, I'll go in there and knock him out.
Exactly.
Like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So, but this is where he's.
Well, for me, he showed that he's intelligent, Joe Joyce.
No, this is what I'm trying to say. Technically he's just very good.
Yeah.
And he can just go rounds and rounds doing the same thing. He beat Lewison just very well. Just very technically, just stayed behind the jab. Lewison couldn't get his backhands to him. Esteban and jab, landed some nice backhands, just kept moving, and it was the same thing every single round. So he's fit enough to do it.
Yeah,
I want to know. I actually want to know if it's going to be a 12 rounder or they're going to keep it at 10.
10, yeah.
So that'll be another interesting one. But yeah, look out for that.
Yeah. I would actually like to see it.
David Hayes not playing around, but he's making these fights.
Yeah, it's risky. It's risky for Chisora more so, because Chisora. I think it's more risky for him because it's where does that then put him on the pecking order if he doesn't win if he doesn't win this fight, and if he beats him, it's like, well, you beat Joe Joyce. It's like, you know, your experience is shone. It doesn't really.
Yeah, but again, if you beat in fashion, just your name's just in the lights.
Yeah, it puts him back up. But yeah, I mean, it will see because the pot. How big is the pot really?
That's what I mean. So I think your name, as long as you've done something recent, then it's fine.
Yeah.
You're not in a big division. Let me just switch over to Bellator.
Yeah.
Actually, one person I just want to just kind of give a shout out, and just one person I just rate highly in Bellator is Michael Chandler.
Yeah. And
for me, that guy is arguably one of the best lightweights on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if he was to go over to UFC, I see him causing everybody problems. And the guy he was fighting, apology, I'm bad with names, I forgot his name. But very good. Yeah. He's got like 13 rear naked chokes, 30 submission wins, like ridiculous. He's ridiculous on the floor. And
is Chandler this elbow guy? That's not the elbow guy, is it? From Bellator. Who's the elbow guy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That elbow. The guy who scored a spinning elbow the other day.
No. Chandler's he's the one that actually beat Eddie Alvarez before he went over.
Oh, okay.
He's like I said, he's beaten top dogs.
Yeah.
Top dogs. And weirdly enough, and again, I was talking about bogey fighters. Will Brooks used to be over there. He lost his title to Will Brooks, and then he lost again in a rematch.
Yeah.
And then Will Brooks has gone over to UFC, and he hasn't done well at all. I feel like I think he's won his first fight and then lost his next 2, maybe 3 fights.
Yeah.
But it's weird because I feel like if Michael Chandler went over, he would cause way more. Kick up way more waves and cause way more people problems. But I just think stylistically, he just had a bogey fighter. They're very similar, and he just maybe slightly taller. And he just couldn't win that fight. It's one of them ones there, but he's
it's like that sometimes, isn't it? You just got this bogey fighter. It's very difficult.
He lost the title to Primus, and he lost the title because his ankle went, and you must have seen that fight.
Yeah.
And it didn't go because Primus actually did anything to him. He was bouncing around. His ankle rolled.
Like
and
2 years ago.
Tried to,
2016.
No, I think it was last year.
2017. Yeah.
I think it was last year. Early. Yeah, it might have been early. And I feel he was still trying to go for him. He was still winning the fight. And then after the end of the first round, I believe, the referee's like, you can't.
You can't.
I can't let you come back out. You can't walk at all. Like, it's literally every time he puts it, even a slightest bit of weight down. And imagine he's the last minute, say, he's actually still winning. He's actually hobbling towards, man, landing some big shots still winning. And he's just 100% game. And what I was disappointed at is not him, is Primus celebrating the way he celebrated.
I remember.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
bruv, come on, man.
You didn't cause that. So it's not like you did a kick and then he buckled his ankle because of your kick. He just buckled. And because he wasn't, you was losing. And because the referee didn't allow him to come back out, and he's still game, he's still ready to come back out. This man would crawl on his elbows and stuff.
Let's do this. Gotta walk.
He was ready, and he'd probably still be beating you. And then you shouting, jumping on the cage. I was like, this is a bit like,
hold it down a bit.
Hold it down.
I can understand you're excited. Was it a title fight?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I can understand that, but it's you. Would you want to win it that way? Because I'd be like, look, bruv, come. No, fat champ for still carrying on. You know, you still gave me a fight when you were clearly injured. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm when you're better, let's make the rematch and all that kind of talk. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't feel happy winning a fight
Not like that.
way. I mean, winning, of course, I'd be happy. I've won.
No,
At the end of the day,
exactly.
2 people in there,
But
stuff
I'm saying,
happens.
Go celebrate with your family. Go celebrate with your people
Yeah,
afterwards,
yeah.
your teammates, all of that. Go celebrate. Yeah, it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
one of the freak accidents. It happens. Either way, you got the belt.
Yeah.
But though, I feel it was very disrespectful to be shouting and
Yeah.
screaming like you actually knocked the man out.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
did
yeah.
something. But it's what it is. They got a rematch, and I think he's gonna get nyammed, and it's gonna come back to.
When is that happening?
I
March? Is that March,
believe March. Yeah, I want to say March. March, like end of March. Yeah, end of March or April. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But that's coming up anyway. So that's locked down. He had a one more. Michael Chandler came back in, had another fight. Really impressive win, and has gone straight back to get his belt back.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see him doing that, especially after the performance I've just seen.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out for that then.
So yeah, he's for me definitely like one of the pound for pounds on the planet. One of them kind of guys that can just cause problems.
Yeah.
My weight division, there's a lot going on there.
Oh, yeah, they had
What?
the
They had the
Lima.
the Lima Rory.
Yeah. Good fight, man.
Lima
Dangerous guy,
gave
man.
birth.
Bruh.
Impregnated. shall I say.
Impregnated Rory's leg. Wow. The guy, those kicks.
Those kicks are horrible.
And it's weird. It's like it seemed like he didn't give him that many. Like
I know.
you know when you see like someone like his
yeah.
leg getting absolutely obliterated,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
39 million kicks.
I just think every single kick
Yeah, it's on point.
It just
On
caused
point,
swelling.
yeah,
It's just one of those, and it's weird. Like we've obviously, I'm in that division. We've spoken about fighting like Lima before,
Yeah.
and that was one of our worries. That's one of our things. Like, okay, we got to make sure you're on point with these leg kicks.
Yeah.
Because they come out fast.
Yeah.
And they are heavy. You can see they are just weighted.
I like the way he delivers them. He's very, very relaxed.
Yeah, it's very composed. I think that's why it's hard to read because he's so relaxed. It just snaps out. He's not like a tense fight, and you can see like in his body moving it coming. He just throws it, and it's we saw how devastating it was. But nevertheless, Rory still managed to come out on top. I genuinely feel that it was Lima's bad decision
to close guard.
Nah. His bad decision in that fight that lost him the fight.
Yeah.
The first 2 rounds, Rory, I definitely think he just clearly just dominated his pressure in.
Yeah.
He did struggle to take Lima down.
Yeah.
But had him up against the cage, got the takedowns eventually, and just clearly won. And obviously those kicks in before he was getting the takedowns was taking effect. And then in the 3rd round when he actually collapsed, full on collapsed.
Yeah.
And like he got mounted, everything, and then again it kind of continued. I think he kind of brought it back, but you could probably still give Lima that 4th round.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
So let's say it was like 2 rounds apiece. Now, across the cage, I'm Lima.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a man that has 1 leg.
Yeah.
I know if I touch that leg again, it's
I'm looking
probably
to-
gonna
looking to
explode.
Nyam it, bruv.
Yeah.
Crystal and all.
He's on 1 leg. He's going to find it hard to get to you smartly.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
rightly
yeah,
so.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it shows in his experience. Rory came out in the opposite stance, hobbled over to him. But what did Lima do? Went back in a straight line, went up against the cage, and allowed him to clinch. And then got taken down immediately. Now I don't think there was one time in that fight where Lima got up from a takedown. So the second he went down and I was watching, I was like, it's game over.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to do anything now.
This is why I say, because he was getting taken down, I think the guard game was wrong for him because, all right, we know Rory is can be a beast on the ground, but you're trying to nullify a guy. Like the first 2 rounds, it hasn't worked for you. Like, and you've impregnated his leg. Get the half guard on that side of his leg. Get some shin to shin. And because he put any pressure on that was killing him. Then you can at least work your. You know what I mean?
He should have fought, use all his energy to try to stand back up.
Yeah.
And then try and
Exactly.
do that
But
again.
this is it. It's like you're saying. If just say for example, all right, damn, I've made a mistake. I got taken down again because that seems to be one of Lima's things to get his back to the cage. That's like his safe haven. Get my back to the cage. He's done it against Daly. He's done it against. Was it, how do you say his name? The Russian guy?
Koreshkev.
And you've seen it again. He's got an automatic tendency to go back. And you're saying even in a position where you should be maybe pressing the injured fighter, you're going back to where now the injured fighter can actually trap you.
Well, his style is kind of like relax, stay on the cage, time your left hook, time your low kick.
Yeah.
So yes, I understand that's your style, but then like I said, your corner tactically.
Yeah. Should be.
Okay,
you got to
it's
go.
2
You
rounds
got to
apiece.
go. Yeah,
you have to win this round.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
I'm gonna say to you, I'm not going to say 2 rounds apiece. I'm going to say it's 3-1.
Well, I'd put money on it. I'm not really a gambler, but Rory wasn't coming out to stand with you. Do you know what I mean? It's like
and he came out south because he's like, I don't. Just in case you kick my leg. Before I get to you.
Exactly. Yeah, and the moment you see that, you're like, oh, okay, because I'd want to take that front leg as well. I want to put a bit of damage on that front leg,
even to. And it's another place where I think he messed up.
Yeah.
Again, let's just say the guy is better than you on the floor.
Yeah.
And because even when you got mounted, he managed to get half guard back. Okay. After I just low kicked you, he spun around and fell on the floor due to the low kick because he's like, man, I'm in pain. Yeah. I actually remember him looking up at the ref like, ref, is this allowed? Like this? I swear, bruv, watch the fight again.
Popeye, save me.
Watch the fight again and tell me I'm wrong. When he lands on the floor, he kind of looks back at the ref like, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't.
Stop it, ref.
My leg's not working right now. But again, automatic instinct was to run and jump in his guard.
No.
Wait, hold on. You can't walk.
Nah.
Stand back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get back
or
up.
Get a couple kicks, kick the leg.
Kick the leg while it's. I think he got one kick and then went for a punch and then got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, kick the leg. Try and kick the leg again because he has to keep his legs towards you. Can't put his head towards you.
Yeah.
So basically, I have to show you that leg.
Yeah.
Stay there, land the leg. Like I think sometimes it's easy to say from the outside.
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes in the moment you just act.
I'm not even an MMA fighter, and I'm
but
I'm not under that same pressure that he's under. Defend his belt.
But
you're up against someone who's a legend.
Should have said to you, stand up. You can't. Walk.
Yeah. This is it.
That should have said to you, get back up.
And for me, that's surprising because I remember watching Lima. For me, I was just like, this guy's a killer. But maybe it's because he's got the attributes where he's got the power in the hands. And he's obviously got the time and the accuracy in the kick, but maybe he's only comfortable playing his game. I mean, when he lost to the Russian guy before, he was injured that time. You could tell. Yeah, you could tell he was injured. And I remember you saying to me, and I think he was just under pressure to fight. I don't think that was him on point at his best against a very dangerous fighter
at all.
So and then he proved it in the second fight. That when he plays his tactics, it does work. But I think the difference with Rory is Rory's been up against high caliber fighters. He's got that. Rory's got that killer instinct. Do you know what I mean? Because I think his nose was messed up again.
Yep.
Nose messed up. His leg was messed up. You've got to like be like, I want this belt so much more than you, and I'm willing to F you up. And if I can keep you out the UFC for as long as possible, then that's what I need to do. And I'm willing to. You kind of lost 2 rounds, possibly 3 rounds already. Do you know what I mean?
It's all killer.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Your first action to go back for me just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense at all. And in a straight line. Because again, another way of stressing someone's leg out is by having them chase you.
Yeah. Make them move on it. Make them put the pressure on it. Pivot on that foot.
Yeah. Because it's difficult. Mate, it's difficult to walk. I've come out southpaw purely because I can't walk on my leg properly.
That happened to Josh. I don't know if you saw Josh Smith fight on the weekend. His knee went on my mat. And so this is one of the guys who've trained with one of our close friends for a very long time. And his knee went, and at first it was like, wow, it's a big issue.
So I looked over and saw.
So gave him like the normal time. He was walking on it, had the medic look at it and stuff like that. And he was like, okay, no, I'm okay. And he fought on that leg. And the guy he fought afterwards, I said to the guy, mate, you missing out on that killer instinct. You should have been pulling him here, there. You should have been taking him here, there, and everywhere on that leg. Because I said to Josh, if I see you put that leg on the floor and you can't move, I'm stopping the fight. Do you know what I mean? Before you even make an attack or he makes an attack. And he basically listened to what I said. He was hopping on that other leg. He was doing everything. It's like a Karate Kid movie. But it was literally that. Obviously, I can't say anything to you in there, but in my head, I'm like, sweep the leg, sweep the leg. Do you know what I mean? And
Again, it's that killer instinct.
But it was one of Newton's students, and he was like, and he took it so well. It was like, yeah, no, honestly, I was like being too nice. I didn't really want to hurt him anymore. But it was his decision to fight. You've got to have, and that's the difference sometimes. I think that's the difference with McDonald. I think that was the difference with McDonald and, what's his face? Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler, where they both have that killer instinct.
That's why
but
an explosion happened.
yeah. And then when the nose got hit, it was like literally, but Lawler had the psycho in him. Do you know what I mean? He had the psycho, which kind of overrid the killer instinct. It's slightly different. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what won him that fight, because I think Rory could have taken that fight, but I think he was just so demoralized that this guy was just not stop coming forward. And I think Lima is one of those fighters though. If they were to fight again, I think he would definitely fight him differently. I think he would definitely capitalize.
I don't know, because the only time I've seen him kind of in terms of coming back and having to fight someone was Koreshkov.
Yeah.
And the first fight is hard to go by because he just couldn't move. Like you could see he was just off completely. So I don't know.
Did that just affect his timing? It did not
obviously
necessarily
he's gonna
affect
go
his
back
tactics.
for the leg and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think weirdly enough, I think Rory would be the smarter fighter in that next one. And
Well, he's got so much more in the bag, hasn't he?
yeah, exactly. So that, like I said, the division, my division is just juicy, man.
Yeah.
Not sure how long it's going to be before Rory McDonald's back. It's like every time he fights now, he's out for like a year.
Yeah, because he gets serious
Yeah,
injuries.
he gets big injuries. But he said that's probably one of his hardest fights, and that is tribute to Lima.
Yeah.
Because I said that I think he's very underestimated. Everyone thought it was going to be another walkover.
Yeah.
But man ain't no 10 packs.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. Like Lima is a high caliber.
Yeah.
He's another one that I think if he was in UFC, you wouldn't see any different. He would go in there and dominate a lot of guys that are in that division.
Yeah.
It was good to see. Like I really enjoyed that fight. I learned a lot from that fight as well. You can learn a lot
potential
watching.
opponents.
Yeah, man, learn a lot. So it's good. There's a lot of exciting things happening. I think Bellator are doing quite a lot of exciting things in terms of the heavyweight division. We've seen one fight which
Do you know what? I
just find it funny, because Rampage was like, I'll give you 10 grand. Yes, 10K for every time you take me down, because you're not going to take me down, basically. And it was like legit 10K, and he now owes 30 bags. Taken down once every round. Saying that though, if he actually said, like, if I take you down, then it's turning another way, because he actually got the first takedown.
Yeah.
He actually got the first take, which is very nice. Something that we do as well, where he was pushed up against the cage. He shows his head.
Yeah.
Which makes you want to knee him in the face, and as he knees, you get his leg on the underside, kick the leg out, and he just literally threw him to the floor. But yeah, it wasn't like
I do you know what? I'll be honest, I haven't even watched that fight. There wasn't enough hype coming from that fight for me.
It wasn't. No, it is what it is. It's just a part of the bigger story, innit? Because obviously now, what's his name? The bad boy moves on to the next.
He's moved up the next rung. So who's fighting next on that one, and when is that fight?
We have, I think,
Milenko versus Frank Mir.
That's the one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's actually looking forward to that one, because I just want to see how Frank Mir comes back. Like I want to see what he looks, what kind of shape he is.
He ain't fought in years, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see what he'd be like.
Dangerous guy though.
He's very dangerous. I'm saying technically on the floor and everything, he's just very dangerous.
He'd be the heavier guy as well, right?
Massive. He's actually. I think he's one of the bigger ones in there. He's probably one of the more natural heavyweights. Everyone else is quite small.
Yeah.
You got King Mo versus so imagine the two guys Ryan Bader's. Imagine two guys that we
exactly. Yeah.
One of them's gonna get knocked out immediately.
So you're gonna have to pay my pound sooner. Or later.
We'll see. So yeah, those two, and then the last one's Roy Nelson and Mitrione. Oh yeah, I met Mitrione. So I like
Have you met any
Mitrione.
of these guys?
Huh?
Have you met any of these guys?
Well, King Mo, we interviewed King Mo.
we
So
interviewed
to be
King
fair,
Mo.
I wouldn't mind losing that pound. To be fair, because I like King Mo. I like his backstory.
I met Matt. I met all of them. Apart, sorry, tell a lie. I haven't met Frank Mir yet. to say?
Matt Bader, yeah.
And Roy Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are only two because they're the newest ones.
Newest additions, innit?
Newest
Yeah.
additions. He's a boss, man.
Big
I like
country.
him. I like him. Big country, yeah. I like it. Just heavy-handed.
Yeah.
You just
Nuts, innit? He just like
know
a-
you just know it's a fight. Like, he's not gonna do anything else but just go in there and throw hands. And it's sometimes it's nice to see some just old school.
Yeah.
Just throw downs.
But his jiu-jitsu is tight.
No,
Yeah.
100%. He's good.
Crucifix so many people. You know that crucifix.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Hit him with the ground and pound.
He's on it. He's definitely on it. So, I look forward to all these things coming up. And like I said, me now, still just waiting for it to confirm. But it is very, very close. And I'm talking about today, tomorrow, like this week, basically. I'm going to be confirming hopefully not just one bout, but the next few bouts. Come on. Yeah. It's been a headache. I know everyone's been impatient.
Scott Coker there was big news. He was saying that he wants you to fight.
Yeah. So you're saying what people say and what people, you know what I mean? What actually happens.
Yeah.
But you never know. It's still got loads of time. Like I'm just being very impatient. But at the same time, I'm like, right, it's only February. But time just passes, and I just want to be active.
Yeah.
So yeah, something should get confirmed soon for a fight very soon. So it's not like it's gonna be in like another 3 months or X amount of months. We're looking to go. I've been going. May even be before then. If it all goes to plan, it may actually be before then. So I'm gonna have like a short amount of time to kind of get into action. But to be fair, I've been training. I've had a week off in Costa Rica, guys. Whoever hasn't been to Costa Rica, just go, man. It's a beautiful place. I'm sure there's like many beautiful places around the world, but I'm telling you about my latest adventure. Beautiful place. The people are absolutely lovely, and sometimes you go to certain countries, and the people can be nice, but a lot of times because they want something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the people are lovely. They don't want nothing from you. They
nice.
genuinely just seem happy with how they live. Like I'm just good. So there's no stress there. And I was on the Caribbean coast, so I haven't actually tried anywhere the other side, the Pacific coast. Although it's funny because two guys that are training in the gym, Amir.
Oh yeah. I saw them out. I was like, hold on a sec.
They happened to be out there at the same time.
Yeah,
They actually
madness.
booked the same day and they come back on the same day.
Oh wow.
So like,
Do you see each other out there?
So he lands there. He's like, message me, yo, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. He's like, yeah, cool. I was like, he's like, let's link up. No problems. Send me your location. But
10 million miles.
all right, I'll see you back in London, yeah? Bruh, it's a 9-hour drive to go and see you.
That's in
I
Scotland.
said, bro,
You're basically in Scotland.
I was like, I don't like you that much. I don't like you that much.
How much you love me? How much you love?
So yeah, they kind of just did like that, coming down the Pacific coast. But
Yeah,
there was like,
sick.
it was like 5 hour from when I landed, like a 5-hour drive into the jungle.
Yeah.
And they were like probably like 3-4 hours that
Yeah,
way.
because I was wondering that as well. I saw him and is it Ben? They were
Brian.
Brian, that's it. Brian.
Him and Brian
I
over
was
there,
like,
yeah. Nemo. Him and Brian over there. So they had a wicked time, and they were saying similar things. To be fair,
the vibe.
Yeah, the vibe was just wicked. And for me anyway, obviously I got Caribbean background, Jamaican, Trinidadian. There's a lot of Caribbean influence.
You'll see it
on the side I was, especially anyway, like the Caribbean coast. So there's even the foods and stuff. Like imagine one of their traditional dishes in the morning is rice and peas, plantain, like veg, and scrambled egg, which is a bit random.
yeah.
But
What is they've seen a Jamaican dish and they thought Aki was scrambled
basically. But it was absolutely like beautiful. The food was amazing. Everything's fresh. Like you know, you have fish or whatever. It's proper.
Yeah.
It's fresh food. Like I said, the vibe was really nice.
Were you
The
training
music,
were you training out there as well?
I was just going for runs and stuff.
yeah.
Like my body just needed a bit of a break. So I was just going for nice runs. We were doing a lot of bike riding as well to get into town and stuff. It was really good, and we're trying to learn Spanish as well. So I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue doing that as well. So I had an amazing time. It was just a nice break. Sometimes you just need it. And what's been difficult for me before this is even trying to book a holiday because I'm always
Yeah.
thinking, oh yeah, but if I book one, a fight might come up. And I'm just like, you know what? I ain't sick and tired. So I've booked multiple trips.
Yeah.
And if so happens it clashes, then I'll just have to just not go. But this waiting, because then they constantly changing dates on me, and it's like, oh, I can't book now. And then I changed the date like a month after, so I still can't go.
Yeah.
When I intended to. Like, so I'm just like, I'm just going on trips and just enjoying that side. Otherwise, there's just too much to see, and then there's too much to be missed to miss out on. If you don't take it, just more from my perspective. So yeah, guys, I'm coming back soon. Trust me, I'm still working hard. I'm feeling really slick with a lot of stuff. I'm going to be posting a few more videos.
Yeah. Looking to see that, man.
Post a few more videos. I know people want to see like what goes on in Venom's world, training wise. I'm very much ready to get going like now. So so there should be a few. I'm going to be once I have confirmed the next few MMA fights, then I'm able to slot in some boxing fights as well, which does, like I said, it does mean I'm going to be active. Super active.
I think that's what everybody wants.
Yeah,
you want it.
100%.
Like
100%.
everyone wants to see you active. They want, like, at the end of the day, you don't get younger, you get older. You know, you've been unfortunate with injuries. Obviously, last one wasn't your injury for the boxing one.
For me, personally, I think a lot of the times, because I'm having to wait so long, and the difference, I don't wait for a fight and then do a camp.
You're constantly training.
I'm just training. So I'm constantly beating up my body, and this is where I feel like they go wrong. It's like they're trying to wait for me to do this, and I think I'm competition based.
So every weekend.
You see what I mean? So I'm so used to being active in that manner that waiting for too long, I'm actually chopping away at my body a lot more than if I was just being active. Because remember, after I've had a fight, I always have a break.
And to be fair,
break and then I get back to it.
Almost all of your fights, when you fought, you've come with minimum damage. You could have probably fought another camp more or less straight after. Do you know what I mean?
And this is what I think they're starting to understand. So this is why they said they're going to try and book a few dates. And hopefully it just goes the same way. Like, I go in there, do my job, don't take much damage, get back out, have a quick break, straight back to it.
Back on it.
Straight back on it. Back in the cage.
Please, Bellator, let us know, please, Bellator, because I would like to book some holidays also. Bellator, thank you, Mr. Bellator, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
But so I'm just ready. I'm just ready to go. So I'm looking forward to this year because it's starting to feel like we're a bit more on the same page. Page now.
Pun the pun.
Puns. So what else is news? Okay, just a couple of just like big ups because of a couple of our guys fighting. Norbert doing his first
Magic Norby first pro fight.
He's 18 years old. The guy's an absolute monster. He's fighting on Cage Rage, the same place I actually started my pro career. Man, UCMMA. So and they always put on shows like Dave, Cage Rage Dave. He's just a big character.
Full of energy, does a lot for the UK fight scene, MMA scene.
Definitely. And like I said, I'll always thank him for my first fight and what that did for me. So, Norbert, go and do your thing. I already know how he even today, like just watching him in the cage, I was like, just his timing and everything. And he's all rounded. It's just amazing. He's been doing this since I don't know however young. His dad's like a famous wrestler in Hungary, and man, he's doing big things.
It's his attitude as well. He's got an amazing attitude towards fight.
Confident.
He's got an amazing attitude to life.
Do you
know what I mean? It's for such a big, scary young guy. You know, he still keeps the kid in him. He's serious when it comes to his training. He's got ideas of where he wants to be, and he's a great energy. Great energy to be around.
He was running his mouth, but I love it. He's that typical, like, when you're younger, there's the younger age, like they always like run their mouth and run off, and he's that he keeps the kid in him. And I think that just keeps him lively and keeps him very dangerous. So looking forward to that. The week after, Marcus Lewis is fighting Cage Warriors. And he's been doing
that's good. A fight I want to see, man.
He's 2-0 at the moment.
2-0. Both different styles of fights. First fight more technical fight. Second fight he just like
he just kind of went. He just went Hulk.
Yeah,
Hulk
he
mode.
just like I want to smash this guy up.
Started swinging.
Yeah, trust me. So
But yeah,
looking,
he done the job anyway.
I'm looking forward to that one. And big shout out to
Aaron.
his older
His
brother,
older brother
Aaron.
who had passed away. How long ago?
Last,
now?
it literally
Just
was
this one
last
year?
week. It was a year,
Uh-huh.
and so the tributes went out. Alfie done a they
Yeah,
like
shout out
had
to
hundreds of
just
people
The
at
Lewis,
the spot
the
where he
Lewises,
was
man,
killed.
just,
Yeah, so a big shout out to Lewis family.
yeah,
on that
Alfie
one.
and all those guys. Much love to you guys.
So send energy for that fight, Marcus. Yeah, take that W, man.
I'm trying to think who else is gonna be up.
Yeah, there's it was a guy I wanted to mention because we're talking about the UK scene. Tom Mearns, he trains with Linton Vassell.
Okay.
I think he's a featherweight. What is he? What's his record? Is he like 5-0 at the moment? Pro record. But I actually rolled with him in Amsterdam. This is back when I was a white belt. He was just a white belt.
Talking about
as
the
well.
twins?
The twins, yeah, the Mearns, the Mearns brothers.
Mentioned him before.
Yeah, because I've been watching him
He's-
come up. He's very.
Are they both going into? Is this his first fight? Yeah.
No, this isn't his first fight. I think Tom's already pro, and I think Richard is doing the amateurs, but he's as well. He's won all of his fights so far, so they're both very good, very technical. I think Richard is
Where are
more
they
the stand
fighting?
up.
Or where is he fighting? Sorry.
I'm gonna check his next fight on this one. Let me just see when he's next up on that one. But I think he's one of the UK guys to look out for. Just because he's very tidy, very technical. I think he's 5-0. Featherweight, where they got him fighting out of. Current streak, 6 wins, so 6-win streak, affiliation, blood, sweat and
Professional, yeah?
tears, yeah, pro.
Very good.
So, and I think they haven't got where his next fight is. Hold on, it's going to be on Cage Warriors.
So it might be the same
It might be the same
show.
Cage Warriors Super Saturday,
Is that
main
this
card.
month?
So he's going to be on the main card Saturday 3rd, 24th for the 3rd. Oh yeah, I remember now because he fights on the same day I fly.
Okay, so that's March.
Yeah, so that's going to be March. So yeah, I'm a bit pissed at that. I wanted to see that. I wanted to. I'm going to see if I can stream it.
Well, as soon as you get back in it, as soon as you land, you better see it. But yeah, trying to think any new guys or any new guys that I've seen. I can't even think.
When we've got Javid up next. When's Javid fighting?
Nothing's confirmed yet, but
okay.
the Basharat brothers are always.
Those two guys, man.
I get the luxury of seeing them train and watch them spar like every other day, and they're just getting better and better.
Man, the
And
few
it's
times
just
I've been
more
back
and
to
more
the
dangerous.
gym, man, just watching
Yeah,
them.
they're amazing, man, and they're just we've spoken about them many times. And we need to get them on the show, and just because their knowledge in combat is ridiculous, and they're the go-to guys for me. Like if I don't remember names or anything, which is all the time, I'll call them because they just know. I'm talking Muay Thai, just kickboxing, MMA, boxing. They know everybody.
Yeah, fighting's in their soul, man.
Yeah, they just go home and just download. That's it. And that's just them, man. They're straight in the matrix.
Yeah, 100%.
Matrix brothers.
100%.
But look forward for them because anytime they're on, it's a show. So look forward to the Basharat brothers. That's it.
Give Sai a shout.
Lewis.
Yeah, Simon Says, check him out.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? He is funny. Check out at Simon Says.
Yeah.
He's traveling. He's in
Cambodia right now.
Cambodia at the moment. But his videos are so funny. You know what it is? We've known him for so long. Yeah, that's our brother,
Simon's family.
So, but he hasn't changed. We're talking about keeping a kid in you. Yeah, he is so troublesome, so troublesome. And
Do you see the video where he's taking the woman's scooter?
Yeah, there's been videos of loads of different things where he's taking someone's scooter. Or
he gave it back.
He walked into. They thought he was a model.
Because he told him he was a model. He walked
into this big private event, and he just walking through filming until they figured it out and kicked him out.
and then what? They were cool with him, though.
Yeah,
because he's
chill.
that kind of guy.
Yeah, and the other day, the last one, I think it was either today or yesterday, where he took some camp bedding thing.
Yeah.
So basically, he they come in and it's a double, and
Oh,
he's
that's
supposed
on
to
the
take the single.
So he's on the bus. He's
Oh,
on the
it's-
bus.
okay,
It's like
okay,
it's like a steepy bus.
So
Yeah.
he's supposed to take the
a single
single
because he's just him by
It's
himself.
just him. So and he's like, "No, I want more space
Yeah.
than that." So what he does is he puts bags.
Like lays two
lays
bags down,
and
puts a
covers
blanket over it.
So when the girls come in, it's like, "Oh, are you sure this is your one?"
My friend's sleeping.
Yeah, no, it's me and my friend.
His friend's a bag man, innit? His friend's a But then, so did you see what happened after?
Yeah, he ended up getting with.
He ended up meeting with the girl,
and he's by himself. So funny, man. Like his
funny.
stories are just absolutely hilarious. Just
I love
follow,
it to
just,
death, man.
it's just one of those things you could just follow. Like every day, just have a
Yeah.
little update. He would just kind of update you on what's. It's good because if you ever traveling into any or wanting to travel to any of these countries, he's doing a hell of a lot of stuff. He's meeting up with a lot of different people, and he's just him by himself, and he's just kind of just moving around. And sometimes I know a lot of people have that kind of in their head. They would love to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I think if someone kind of sets the pace, it kind of gives you more confidence to go and do it.
Go and
actually
do
take that
it,
step
man.
and just
Trust
book
me.
the flight. But he is. I just wish I was out there with him, man. He's having an absolute blast. So check out Simon Says.
Simon Says, man.
If you don't take anything away from any of this,
Remember, that's
check out Simon Says on
that
Instagram.
is our brother. Simon is
Yeah,
our
man.
brother. So
He's
make
too
sure you
funny.
check him out.
He's too funny, man. But other than that, we'll be back soon, and hopefully, next week, I'll actually have a date for everybody to say when I'm going to be fighting.
Yeah.
And then we can just move forward from there. And I'm tired of talking about other people fighting. I need to talk about me.
Have you got
fighting.
any other ventures this year?
For now, yeah, I got clothing and stuff coming, but you'll see all of it. That'll be coming out, and I'm still on the hunt for somebody.
Yeah.
But, you've all seen how that's going.
Oh, 1 year. Hard graph 39. Been 1 year.
It's been a whole. What?
A whole-
It was last.
No.
I'm
That
sure
was I hit my target that I set for the year. That was I hit that like in October. That was like I wanted to get 100 things a month.
Well, 1 year this month.
Yeah, that was us. November. November was us. November was
Okay, yeah, no,
Talk
it
to
was-
Muck and
it's-
Fudge.
yeah.
So hard graph 39. My very first post was on the 4th of February.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Yeah,
So it's been 1 year, and since then, and then my last shoot of the year. So my first shoot was at Leek Street, and then my last shoot of the year was at Leek Street, but with 7 different artists, 4 Italians, 1 Australian, 1 Ukrainian brother, and 1 UK guy. And so, but
they're graphing. and
yeah,
stuff
there.
as
So
well,
they were all
so-
graphing. So I was back at the same place where I started, and I was actually working with graffiti artists. So this year is planning to be amazing.
Well, for me, it just shows you, like, if you just put yourself out or just just work on whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you're just passionate about something. For you, it was like, I remember you telling me about it, like, even when people you tell people you're like, oh, so they're like, oh yeah, you graffiti. Like, no, I just like it. Like, I struggle to draw stickmen. But what you've done with it in that time, and like you said, using the Steam side, making
graph
money.
abouts.
Just like I said, it's just anything. If you actually put your work into it,
Yeah.
there's different ways to just generate and get something back from your passion.
So I'm looking to go big this year.
That's in 1 year.
That's in 1 year, man.
That's in 1
You know
year,
what I mean?
so-
So yeah, if you stick to it, and I got to thank my boy Adrian from Mellow 9. I met him up on the train. This was the year before, it's 2016. We were both going up north, going up to Manchester, and I was speaking to him, and he does like producing, filming, and all this kind of stuff. And I was saying to him, and he was like, "Bruv, I've been doing this for years. All it is I've always been doing this. I've done it since I left college, or since I left school. I've been doing it. There was a little break, but I've always kind of been doing it slowly. And then I just sat down. Certain things happened in his life. He then sat down, focused on it, and now he's got his production company, Mellow 9. And he's doing amazingly well. They just won a recent award and stuff like that. So, it was me sitting down with him and him telling me seeing Ben Jart again, sticking to the script. And I'm like, I like to do this, that, and the third. So I was like, I have to incorporate something that fits my personality. So it's like, we're doing the show. I've got my 9 to 5. I'm doing this. I'm doing the photography, but I'm doing 2 sides of it. So I've got the graffiti side of it, and then I'm playing around with just the general photography, which I will be when I go to Berlin. When you see the guy I'm working with, I'm not even going to say much now, but I'm really going to plug him a lot closer to the time, and then after as well on Instagram. But it's like you're saying, and again with you, how long have you been fighting? Just because you've changed styles, you've been fighting all your life. Do you know what I mean? So it's having those good examples, you know, around to then say, okay, cool, this is what, you know, stick to your thing, but then make it work for you. You know, don't be put off by, you know, this isn't working now, that's not making you money now.
That's people nowadays. Everyone's kind of quite impatient anyway.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. But yeah, you kind of have to, we were saying even before, all last year, all of our guests last year, was a common thing that we kept coming up was that kind of 8-year mark where people were then able to then actually really jump into what they actually wanted to get into. And in fact, how long have you, we're here at the Renaissance studio.
That voice you've been hearing in the background is our boy Guillaume.
So Guillaume, how long have you been doing the studio stuff now?
It's been almost 5 years now.
See what I'm saying?
Go.
It's like,
you're telling me I've got 3 years left.
But the thing is, things just change. Like you might say, okay, I'm going to be leaving my job soon. I'm going to be doing this, and it's paying for itself. But then the actual big blow is still not for another couple of years before it actually just goes like, wow, you're like, whoa, I did not. I pictured leaving my job. Yeah, I didn't picture it going to this level. You were telling me about the stuff you're doing, working in schools now in the corporation. Like it can just keep going.
But it's that 10x mentality. I'm always thinking, wherever I am now, how do I make it 10 times bigger?
Yeah.
How do I make that 10 times bigger?
Yeah. Because as you do it, because sometimes I can only see that far, and if I look beyond that, it's like that's not possible. So let me just stay here. Well, and so many people do that. But like you said, if I get to there and then look, you can see a bit further. Then I get to there, then I look a bit further, and it's that, and that does take time. It's not. I like that. I like that as a putting it out in that way. Yeah, it's very so much easier to understand. Exactly. Especially for those people that wear glasses and contacts, it makes so much sense. No, but it's a perfect analogy, isn't it? It makes so much sense because that's the reality. Unless you get closer, you can't see it anyway. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So perfect.
The thing about review mics that I'm hearing, because I listen to The Fighter and the Kid. You know, there's that MMA program with Jim Norton.
Yes.
Matt Serra.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan, and if I got a pound for every time I heard your name on those shows, so when I'm thinking like 10x, and I'm like, shit, man, this guy's not even in the UFC yet. Yeah. It's like all the top promoters and all the top people are always talking.
Yeah. This is why I want to be up there again. give me the light. Give me the light.
If you got a fight, what would you be doing? Because you could use your name to do so much, right?
It's I don't know, because I enjoy teaching. But it's weird. I was having a conversation with some guys yesterday. I do enjoy teaching, but what I don't like is like, especially with the youngsters, like the kids. I think they're amazing because you tell them to do anything, do a backflip, but they'll try it. Yeah. Say that to an adult, they're like, can't do it. Yeah. Oh, I used to be able to do it. Like there's so many different so many walls they'll build up. And but it's natural. As we get older, that's what happens. So it's a lot easier to work with the younger ones because it's like. They're just like, whatever you say, cool, let's get it done. Yeah. And with the adults, it's a bit more of a battle before they can kind of like trust in you and then kind of go from there. But I enjoy teaching, full stop. Obviously, I don't have as much time to do so because I'm focusing on myself.
Gyms, maybe.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I would do that, but I wouldn't. And it's like similar to my coach. He's got his gyms and whatnot, but he only really is interested in the fight team. Like outside of that, there's people complain too much, man. Like, and I'm one of those guys. I don't have the patience. Yeah. If I'm focusing on this, I'm trying to make sometimes it's just parents. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to help make your bring your kid up to this level, and you're complaining, talking to me about, I don't know, some other parent said this to you, and you're unhappy. I'm like, just. Seriously, I'm not interested.
Kid here to fight. Train the kid to be a fighter.
Or they're trying to be the coach at the same time as well. Like, oh yeah, no, do this and do that. And I'm like, look, and that's the kind of stuff that makes me kind of stay away from. I prefer to just work with guys that I know that the parents understand that I've got their children's best interest, or they're just as I'm coaching someone, they know I've got their best interest. I prefer to just work with people that understand the game enough for me to just come in there and then just. And then just put them to work. So at the moment, I've got a couple of gyms, but I only work with the instructors mainly. So I just, because they understand the game, they teach themselves. So I just work with them to make sure that they're teaching the right things as well, and or they're being refreshed as well. So new information.
I think it makes sense because you do still have to focus on yourself. Like
Exactly.
Mike is not the Mike is not the finished article. He's like a sponge. He's soaking up everything. And you know, for me, I don't get to see him spar or train, but I get to hear about it. And like, nothing has changed from when he was like 11, 12 years old to now. It's the same excitement. It's the same, this new move. Oh yeah, I tried. Do you know what I mean? I still feel that same energy. Like when Mike was like a young, before he was even teenage. Do you know what I mean? So, and for me, like me seeing that, and that's why I was so happy to like kind of step away. When we first joined London Shoot Fighters, I was like, okay, let me make sure these guys are legit. And Alexis and Paul and the rest of the team, it's just like, okay, cool, I'm going to do what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to do what I'm doing simply because like it's I just sit in awe certain times and I'm just watching and just soaking it up. I'm just a sponge.
Scientists, man.
Yeah,
them guys, they're the scientists. And like, yeah, so for me, like, what else would I be doing? I've always been an active person, so I'm very hands-on. I'm very physical, so I need to be doing something that requires me to be physical. But I enjoy sports. I'm not sure what else I'll be doing at the moment. No, okay, that's one other thing that I've got interested in is acting, and that's still not for now. Like, as much as I'll do a couple of different bits and pieces, then that's for me. That's just a learning process for me to learn. You know, how to audition, what's the best things, what I'm like learning acting skills and tips and blah blah blah. That's me just building, you know, myself in the background. But yeah, definitely later on something I want to get into, acting in movies and things like that. Regardless of what skill, I think it's something that I'd enjoy.
But you know, people like rate you so much and they respect you so much, and you know, because you have that champion status that they want to go to your gym, they want to train. I remember Snake and the Eagle Shadow. It's like there was schools. And then when that guy wins, all the students go to that. That's the old school.
For me though, like there's a lot of guys that might assign their name on and face to a gym. Yeah. But then the standard in that gym isn't good. I just wouldn't want to put my name to something. Yeah. If I'm like, someone's like, oh, we'll give you a load of money. Like, yeah, but people are gonna then think that that's my level. Yeah. That's not my teaching. So unless I'm hands-on in it, and again, if I'm focusing on me at the moment, I can't actually the way I invest the way I would like to. Like, I know a lot. I'm not teaching a lot of my students when I go to the clubs and they're doing moves that I've just taught the instructors. I'm like, I'm happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's being passed down correctly, and the students that these guys are producing in like the hands down gyms are amazing. Like, their standard is like is next level. Billy, that's like, my guy. Little young Billy fella. Man. He's
that's my guy.
Little boss. There's loads of them.
Yeah,
there.
so
Billy
many.
He's just an icon student.
Yeah, he's just energy. You know just comes out.
He's an amazing little student. And again, that's been I don't teach him directly, but if you see some of the stuff this guy's doing, he's getting fed from what I'm giving these guys. So I'm proud of that. I just can't do that more often. Otherwise, I'd be in the gym a hell of a lot more. And I know the guys would like me there. I just can't. But yeah. So for me, I would like to do that. But when I can say to myself, look, I'm done with what I'm doing. Now I can focus on this, by then I'm gonna have even more knowledge anyway. Yeah, too much. Wow, you know what I mean. So and I can really help the guys. So yeah, for me, acting and stuff a little bit later on, and then yeah, definitely I enjoy teaching, man. I enjoy working with people and like just getting the best out of them. Yeah. That's me, man. Yeah, it's me. Soon. But yeah, until next week, guys. Yeah. Big Audi. Big up that catch. Losing your hair, my boy. Deuces.
Talk too mucking fudge. Talk too mucking fudge. Talk too mucking fudge. Talk to, you know that we talk too mucking fudge. Talk too mucking fudge. Talk too mucking fudge. Talk to, you know that we talk.
And I still got bars. Living a dream, didn't wish on stars. Been through a lot, haven't seen the scars. Started way back from the boulevard.